Guys, make sure you're following us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
It massively helps us out. Enjoy the episode. Yeah, so on the topic of FPL, are a lot of your decisions for fantasy football based on your affiliation with stats, like your love? That's not affiliate. Affirmation, sorry, for stats.
XG.
And XG, past maps.
Yeah.
Or are you more of a person that bases it a lot on eye test and how you feel a person?
I think what's great and the balance I try and see. I will do a video. I did it in the Fallout on Monday. I was talking about XG, and then at the end of it, I went, I forget XG. Like this is what I think.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think it was the Man City game. Their XG wasn't that great. But hang on, I watched the game. Like they dominated that game.
Yeah.
But that kind of led to the point I was making, which was that because they didn't have strikers, their chances are from more difficult areas.
Yeah.
Whereas if they had someone just standing there in the middle, the chance that they would inevitably get, the XG would then be higher. So there's different ways of reading it all. Eye test is still the one. Like
Right.
for sure. Like
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
the best way I can put it is that I was listening to a podcast and everyone. So the story about Brighton last year was that their XG was great, right? They couldn't get the points.
Yeah.
Their XG is not as good this year.
They're overperforming.
I think so. Yeah,
They're making up for last year.
well, yeah, but that's the point. Is that so? What are you saying? They're having a worse season this year than they were last season? Well, they're not, are they? Because they're winning the games that they are. So I think there's just a massive pinch of salt with all of it. I think you do have to go with your gut. What I've really loved, my biggest buzz, is doing like a video straight after the game and going, I think it was this stuff, and then watching Match of the Day, and then it being if they do the stuff I said, I'm just like, yes. Like,
I know what I'm talking about.
I think because you never no one officially knows what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's all just guess and estimates.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Really?
So when it comes to FPL, I tell you what I am. I'm a fixtures man.
Really?
I'm a fixtures
You have
man.
to play the fixtures.
My basic rules are...
You do.
Yeah, but it's I mean,
Like my Ben Foster
to go
Martinez.
back to go back to Mohamed Salah, like there are people that are just there's a certain level of quality.
I think
Salah's
Salah's one of them that you have to have him.
Yeah.
You have to.
No, but I mean, if you were to look at stats, you'd probably think that Man City wouldn't concede at Anfield based off the amount of shots they generally do concede to teams.
Right.
And then Salah goes and scores one of the best Premier League goals of
Yeah,
career,
of course, yes. I think Salah is an exception. I think there's a few, but for me, I'm kind of like, what's going to anger me the least, and what it's like good fixture. If I've got good players in a good team that are playing easier teams,
and then
then
It's inevitable, right? You
then
have to
surely
do
I'm
it.
giving myself the best chance,
Yeah.
and ideally at home. then I'm giving myself the kind of best chance. So although there are all these. And also the other thing is, are they definitely going to play? Like,
yeah,
because that's the problem with Man City.
that is
Pep roulette. It's Pep roulette. It was such
Even
a big
Chelsea
It should be in the
issue last year.
dictionary, Pep roulette.
Chelsea to
Tuchel
degree now as well.
Tuchel roulette.
Tuchel
Tuchel.
tombola.
Yeah, it's so hard.
it.
Like Ferran Torres, he
Oh,
always
mate.
pops up with a goal, but you never know if he's going to play.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
It's too tough.
And people go, this is the thing with FPLs, you can go and go, oh, okay, I could just set that team. I'm happy with that team. I know that I could do all those things that I've just said in terms of players that are generally playing for big teams are going to start. And you could leave it. But that's the beauty of it, is that because of the transfers, when to use your transfers, when to save a transfer to have to the next week, you're always trying to like optimize different players' moments. For example, I took Ronaldo straight out last week, put Lukaku in because they've got a nice run of games. Man United have got a horrible run of games coming up.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't actually.
Did you not?
I did.
I mean, and that is your choice.
But go ahead.
But am I saying Ronaldo's better than? Am I saying Lukaku's better than Ronaldo? No. But according to what my little algorithm
thing
is,
for me with Ronaldo is that he always pops up with a goal.
Yeah.
Always. Europa League, 93rd minute. Who is it? Shock. It's Ronaldo. Like, it doesn't matter who he's against. I just have
that's what we mean. Certain
yeah.
players are just
and it's a very
completely
borderline one.
fixture-proof,
Yeah. But I just think on that occasion, look, you'll be right, you'll be wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Of course.
But how good is it when you like have a 0.5% own differential and they just like absolutely bark for the week and it's like, oh God, that's what FPL's about.
The one thing I
when you think when you've got your moment and the person that you've chose, for example, outperforms everyone in the week, and you're just like, I fucking know football, man.
Do you find yourself? Do you like to go rogue, or do you find yourself? Do you drift to the template?
He's a rogue. You're a rogue.
I'm a relatively differential based guy, but if they're backed up by solid factual evidence,
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm like,
but that's what FPL is. It's getting it. It's reaching the trend of what everyone will pick before they pick it.
You're very much stats. Like I don't look at stats.
Yeah.
I don't look at stats. People, Coward says you're lying. I was like, I genuinely don't.
Yeah.
I just go with.
Do you look at fixtures?
I look at fixtures,
right.
and I just go with gut instinct. That's what I do, and I'm doing all right. We'll see how long it lasts.
But that's good, because then it's not a decision made on a results basis.
Yeah, if it goes wrong,
you're picking something because it should have an outcome that.
But the one thing I am doing now
expect.
is I'm trying to not take -4. I'm not trying to take a hit. A -4. That's the one.
So I learned that
because they add up so much.
We actually calculated. We were like halfway through the season last year, and people had like 50. Like
by the end of the season, like 100 points on minuses.
Yeah, literally 50 plus points.
Yeah.
See, and people forget that. That is important to keep hold of those.
In the moment of the game week, you think, this guy's essential. The fixture he's having, I've got to get him in. The -4 is worth it. He's going to cancel it out. But then over a period of time, you're probably down on where if you'd have just left the place.
Well,
to
this
just
week
play
I rolled a transfer, so I got 2 for this week.
Yeah.
And I got the lowest points for this week, but I rolled a transfer.
It's a
long-term game.
Yeah. Now that's the other thing is people start chasing.
Yes.
That's the horrible thing. Is
Yeah.
if you haven't had a good start, like when you're kind of at the top, you go, well, I'll just make the sensible decision.
Yeah, that's
Which
what
you
I'm
can't do.
doing as well.
Yeah, exactly. And
You know
you'll
what I
carry
mean?
on doing well.
Yeah.
It's when you start chasing it, and that's where it gets funny. And when you get to about like February, because you kind of go, well, I've got to. You have to
start doing stuff, don't you? Because if you get to February and you're like 100 points down, it can do 1 week and you're back in it.
Yeah.
But realistically, it's probably not going to happen. That's when you start to panic and be like, I really need to start getting back into it. Last year, I was bottom 2 for like since Christmas or something stupid like that.
I think I was, and then you just had this massive trajectory off a cliff. To the bottom 2,
and then
come
the Gundogan. Did you not have Gundogan?
Yeah, we were on the Gundo wagon.
I didn't have him. See, that's what killed me last year.
That's the one thing I did learn.
But that's what I mean. Like the trends of players. It's like Jesse Lingard. The people that got on Jesse Lingard
I got on Jesse Lingard.
Made like an 80-point swing on everyone who didn't.
If someone's in form now, don't wait. That's my tip. If someone's in form, don't wait. Get them in.
Okay, so here's a good one. What constitutes form for you? How many games?
Antonio. So many people didn't have him in.
Yeah, but
he starts bagging. You get him in straight away.
But what I mean is, after how long is it no longer a coincidence that they're playing well, and you're genuinely like, okay, I should really be looking at getting this guy in
straight away, like first 2
1
weeks,
week,
2 fixtures,
two games
max.
But you've only got one transfer, haven't you?
Yeah, but you find a way. You roll
lose,
it.
You take the -4.
Yeah, you take the -4, go back on everything I said. Take the -4, get Antonio back in.
Do you know the thing I was thinking when we were just chatting, whilst we were chatting there, was actually, do you know what's really important as well? Is importance to the team. Now that seems really obvious, but like that, I got Bamford in really early last year. Yeah. So I love Bamford. I love Antonio.
You're talking about importance to their actual team in the football. Right.
And that's what I probably got wrong with Lingard, was that like, okay, you've got Antonio.
Yeah.
But the other guy alongside Antonio is
really
important.
Yeah.
It's really important how they're going to score goals. And there's often is sort of 2 of those guys. Bamford is always going to play. He's always going to play 90 minutes. He's always going to be the man who's getting the bulk of their chances. Same with Antonio. So I think that's important as well.
It's also why penalty takers are so highly viewed in the FPL world as well.
Yeah.
Because
but that's why I probably wouldn't go rogue. I wouldn't go rogue with
Yeah.
a player who's... I'm trying to think of an example. Like a Jarrod Bowen or something. Like, there's no reason why to not go with Jarrod Bowen. I think he scored in his last game, but he's not the guy.
Yeah.
Like, I like the guys.
At the start of the season, I was one of only like 2 or 3 people in our league to have Ben Rama.
I've got him in now, yeah.
I had him from the start because I looked at he scored a hat-trick in one of like the last pre-season games.
He was against Brentford, right?
Yeah, he's bagged a hat-trick. And like, he is serious talent.
And he's important.
He's very important. He's the guy that gets the assists and he's popping up with a lot of goals, isn't he? And he's not even that expensive.
That's another vitally important factor, set pieces, in terms of the game. Because you never know if you're going to get anything from it.
The one guy I'm stuck on now is, because I've got 2 transfers for this weekend, I feel like Luke Shaw and Cresswell right now. Like Luke Shaw,
I rarely go to Man United's defence.
Luke Shaw for me has always been
Do you
like
know
a
what I read?
must-have.
Do you know what I read the other
Really?
day? They've only kept 1 clean sheet in 18 matches.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm
That's
like,
mental.
I think there's something with Luke Shaw that people like. It's, do you remember when, like, what's his name? El Hadj Diouf got a move to Liverpool because he'd had a belter of a World Cup. I think that there's a Luke Shaw thing going on there. But well, that said, if you, without trying to get too tactical, if you look at his average positions in games, he's so far up. That's weird.
Another thing.
Return,
that's another
you?
thing that I wanted to pick up on with you is your very your tactical analysis of things is very what's the word?
Boring.
No,
in depth.
Yeah, in depth, but it's like
Tactical.
really, really in depth.
Very tactical.
So, does that affect not only your FPL, but just like how you watch football matches? Like you watch a game and he's like, oh, he's a lot higher up than he was last season. Or,
I think so. In terms of like with my channel, like I said, I'm trying to kind of I want to offer value, right? So I want to offer some kind of. The idea is to try and offer some kind of insight instead of he's well good or he's rubbish, right? So it then comes down to right? we need those people as well. So it then comes down to what's kind of available to me. So like I've started using an iPad now, so that I can try and kind of draw on it and all those bits and pieces.
That's what I mean.
But in terms of things that are available to you, things like average positions and heat maps, I think really do paint a picture. They really do. When you look at the two of them, you can kind of see. And again, it's up for interpretation. And I think I'm sure there's been moments where I'm getting it horribly, horribly wrong as well. But you do see things. Like there's a video I want to do soon about, it's like the elbow tactic. So what you're seeing now, like there's trends that sort of come and go, of course. And one that is just seems like every team's doing it. Was two things. Is everyone's kind of playing, a lot of teams are playing 3 at the back. But if they're not playing 3 at the back, they'll have one guy who sits and one guy who flies. So Tierney at Arsenal, Luke Shaw at Man United. You think of the other side, Wan-Bissaka's back there. Yeah. Tomiyasu's the guy, and they bought him for exactly that reason. Yeah. And you saw you would see the same with like Real Madrid. It would be Marcelo, like all the way up
flying
there.
Up, yeah.
And it's just an interesting trend, and you find that from those average positions. So like for me, I'm just trying to say something. Full stop. I'm just trying to say something, right? And this is a great visual way of doing that. I hosted a thing for a talk for SoccerX, which was about La Liga. So if you watch La Liga games now, what you might see is you'll see these incredible like graphics on players at different times or on the pitch, like whilst the game's going on, like rings around the players, and it's just following them around. It's incredible. What happened like a couple of years ago is La Liga teamed up with, I can't remember the name of the business now, which is bad because I think they've just gone up for sale. Anyway, they sort of teamed up, and basically they said, we can provide you this GPS thing which allows you to visualize stuff, when you're showing it to the masses. And at the same time, they offer 100 pages of analytics to every team on every team every single week. Wow. So what's interesting about that, because I thought, oh, hang on, you're giving everyone the answers. That was my initial thought. Right? That's cheating. Yeah. But so first of all, the footage that the media are putting out when you were able to show those things is that it's just visual. You're able to get it across quickly. And that's what I'm trying to do with average positions and heat maps. But the second thing in terms of what the clubs have got, they have all their stats guys. And we had Aitor Karanka was on the panel. And what was really interesting, because I kind of asked him that question, is like, you're not just kind of giving everyone the answers. And he was saying, well, no, when you've got that much data, it's not about the answers, it's about the questions. So what style of play do you want to play, and what do you need for that, and what stats do you need for that? So it all comes back to like, there are no rights and no wrongs. There are just interesting elements. And what I'm trying to do, with that TV background, is I'm trying to make a channel that shows you something that you can kind of see, instead of me just saying the word XG like 1,000 times. So yeah, it's definitely changed the way I watch football for sure. Like, because you're seeing these different things and where people are. But I think the game's changed. I think the game's changed in the last 3-4 years. The game's changed massively.